Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to be designing a bills payment application, which is also known as VTU app. This is going to be a mobile application intended for mobile phones. So first thing first, we come to this frame tool. I'm using Figma prototyping tool. So I will select iPhone 14 and 15 Pro Max right here. Alright, let's zoom in. Alright, now I'm going to change the name of the frame. I just double click on the name. I will say VTU dashboard. Alright. So next thing for me to do is to add, and from 5 I'll change it to 4, and this area the margin is going to be 24. I guess 24 should be okay for what we want to use it for. So yeah, 24 is okay. Then the gutter will leave it at 20. So one thing I would like to point out is that first thing, I will have to break this particular dashboard into sections. So I'll select a frame. Again, I'll just draw a frame here so that I can have a place to write what I'll be needing. Alright, so very first section that we're going to be needing is the status bar. Alright, so very first section that we're going to be needing is the status bar. Then expand the frame. Alright, I'll be needing status bar. I'll duplicate this. After status bar, I'm going to be needing the content section. Content, which is going to be the body of the app. Then after that, I'll be needing the bottom bar. So the bottom bar is going to be here. Bottom, I'll be needing the bottom bar. So the bottom bar is going to be here. Bottom bar. So the bottom bar is going to be the footer. So this particular content section will be broken down into different layers also. So we are going to come to that later. So the very first one we need to do right now is the status bar. We are going to pick them one after the other. So I'll do the status bar. Then I'll just draw a frame right here. And I'll extend it to this side also. This is going to be 45 here. So I'll select my text tool. Then I'm going to be writing the date, the time here. So the time is 02:45. Alright, position center. Then make it sure that it's starting from here, from where the grid layout is starting from. Then the next thing for me to do is to add some icons, like battery icons, Wi-Fi icons, and any other icons that we need. So there's a plugin called Iconify, which I have installed from Figma community. So I'll be adding this one. I'll be adding this. That is signal icon. Then I'll icon. Then I'll look for battery icon. Okay, so I will use this one. Another thing I might be needing is let's say Wi-Fi icon. Let's see the okay, I'll select this. Alright, so right now I have all the icons that I need. I'm going to be closing the Iconify tag. So I'll position these ones very well. Let me move this to the right positions. So I'll select the, let me move it to the right positions. So I'll select the 3. Alright, align vertical center. Let me position them very well. Right, so I'll make this 0. Make it 0. Let's see how it looks. Okay. I think that's okay for now. Let us move it to this side. Okay. I'll reduce the sizes. Let's see. Okay, so as for the battery, so the signal first. Let's select the 3 and just put them in auto layout to make life easier for us. Shift A to add it to auto layouts. Alright, so I'll select the battery and I'll move it to the right hand side here. So let's come back. Our status bar is okay. So the next one for us to do is the content bar. So I'll select it. I'll select a frame also. Select a frame. We'll just draw the content bar right here. Okay, the content bar is going to be here. Make sure starting from where the status bar ended, I'll drag the contents section downward. So let us rename the status bar. I'm going to right click and just choose rename it to status bar. Now the content bar, I'm going to name it body. Alright, so our next thing for us is to have another content inside the content section. So I will bring this down. Inside the content section, we have the salutation section, where we have the name and the maybe greetings to the person that is coming into the app, a user, I mean the name of the user. So I will select another frame, then I will draw a frame just to make sure it's covering the whole width. Alright, so 4. Alright, the next thing there will be the name of the user and the greetings to the user. Alright, So this is what we are going to do. I'm going to select this text, Ctrl D to duplicate it, just duplicate it, then I'll move it inside that particular section that we're working on. This is it. Alright, so I'm going to reduce this one to 14 font size, then font weight. That's a mistake. This is supposed to be not supposed to be italic, but it's supposed to be bold. Alright, so the greetings, I can say hello John, or add an exclamation mark there. Alright, we have hello John. Then we need to have something like a descriptive text below it. You can say something like, what would you like to do today? You can say something like, what would you like to do today? I think that is too long, but we'll come to that later. Right, so this is going to be regular. From bold, change it to regular. Okay, the font size is going to be 12. Let's just say how are you today. Today, question mark. Alright, so I'll select these two. Now I'll add them to auto layouts. Shift A to add to auto layouts. Alright, I'm going to rename it to name. Double click to rename. Name on greetings. Let's just say name. Then the space between these two is going to be 2. Alright, so I'll position this particular the greeting vertical center. Also make sure it is starting from where this grid layout is starting from. Alright, so this is what we have. I'm going to name this inside the pod. This is inside this field is inside the pod. I'm going to say name. Alright, a notification icon, then a button. Let's see. Plugins, icons. Notification. Okay, so we have notification icons here. I'll look around to choose the one that is going to be okay for me for this project. Okay, should we use this? Let's continue searching. Okay, I'm going to use this. Alright, I'll be using, okay, I'm going to use this. Alright, I'll be using that one. And this is going to be 24 by 24 size. Change the size to 24 by 24. 24 by 24. Alright, I'll add it inside the salutation. Inside the salutation frame. Just drag it inside the frame. Make sure you are using frame and not group. Group might not work for you. Alright, and make sure it's starting from the other side of the layout grid. Now the next thing for me to add is a button. I'm going to be adding a button right here. The thing for me to add is a button. I'm going to be adding a button right here. Select a frame. Draw the frame here to create a button. Alright, so the button is going to be, the width is going to be 93 by 36. 93 by 36. And the corner radius is going to be 50. Let us fill it with a color to see what we have. Alright, this is what we have. So inside this, we are going to add for the users to be able to refer their friends. Plugins, Iconify. Let's say refer or reward. Let's say users. User. Alright, give them the chance to refer their friends. Should we use field or okay, we're going to be using this one. Let's use this one. Alright, so the next thing is to add a text inside. I'm going to be using, let me select text. So to say refer. I'm going to reduce the size of the icon to 12 of 16 by 16 instead. It's 24. I'm going to reduce it to 16 by 16. 16 by 16. Also, let me see that's going to work. Alright, so as for the button, I'm going to put it in auto layouts. Alright, so the distance between these two is going to be so the distance between these two is going to be, let me make it 6. Alright, then this should let us just use generic color for now. This is going to be white. Change it to white. I'm going to be adding good colors to all our designs later. So now this purple, I'm going to remove it and just add black. Alright, so remove it inside. Then I'll select these two. Now add them to auto layouts. Make sure it's in center. Then the distance between them is going to be 16. Then make sure position it the right way. Alright, now I'm done with the salutation part. Another part that we need to add is the content, the account balance area. I'm going to add balance area. The balance area is going to be under the salutation. So as for this particular area, it's going to be add balance area. The balance area is going to be under the salutation. So as for this particular area, it's going to be complicated, so I'll be taking my time to guide you through this particular part. So it's going to be starting from this angle to this angle. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to select a frame tool and draw my frame. Alright, let me position it very well. I'll just change the width. The width should be 327. Height. That's not correct. That's not going to work for me. I'll just move it to this end. Then the distance from the salutation part to the balance part is going to be 12. This is 58, so I'll reduce it to 12. See, this has moved up. I need to make sure this aligns very well. Let's move it to where it's supposed to start from. Also, I'll change the name to balance to this particular balance side, and we need to add a solid color. Alright, the solid color is going to come from, let's see, the solid color is going to come from a rectangular shape. Okay, so I'll add a rectangle. Just come up here, just add a rectangle. I'm going to add the rectangle here. It's going to be the same size, the same height as the frame. So first of all, let us add stroke to this frame. Right, so we'll make it 16. The corner radius is going to be, so we'll make it 16. The corner radius is going to be 16. Alright, so let me select and also, alright, make sure it is filling the particular frame that we want to use for our balance. So when that is done, the next thing for us to do is to perform a magic right here. Just follow me. Alright, I'll move this, sorry about that. So I need to add, alright, I'll move this, sorry about that. So I need to draw something right here to be able to get exactly what I need to do in this position. So I'll be drawing a rectangle. I'll draw it right here. A rectangle. And put it here. And make sure it's starting ends where it's supposed to end. Alright, so this particular rectangle is going to be, the height is going to be 56 by 148. 56, okay, 148, 48. Alright, I'll position it to the right and then make sure it's started from the. Alright, so the rectangle inside is going to be 16, the corner radius is going to be 16. Alright, so this particular one here, we'll just leave it. I want you to pay closer, I want you to pay a very good attention to what I want to do here. Okay, as for this one, I'm going to change the color to black. Alright, so I'll select the inner rectangle. I've selected it to this end. Alright, now move this one to this end. Okay, now as for the node here, move it to this end. Alright, so I'll be removing this one for you to see what I just did. Ctrl Z, sorry about that. Now select this one, remove it. Okay, now see what I've done here. The next thing for me to do is to add a button right here. So I will add a button. So I'll select to add a button right here. So I will add a button. So I'll select frame, select a frame, and draw a button. Make sure it's touching the other side. Alright, drag it down. Okay, so this button is going to be, the corner radius is going to be 12. Alright, let me give it, let me fill it with a color. Let's say the corner radius is going to be 12. Alright, let me give it, let me fill it with a color. Let's say, let's use purple first. Okay, let's move it to the end and move it back to position it the right way. Alright, so let me show you what we have. I'll select the frame right now, the balance frame. Then I'll remove the stroke for you to see what we have. This is exactly what we have. So inside the button, we are going to be adding a text. So this text is going to aid them in adding money to wallets. So I'll select my text tool. Fund. It's a fund wallets. Okay. Position it the right way. Fund wallet. Alright. Now, the next thing for us to do, I'm I'm going to be selecting the rectangular tool and the front wallet button. I'm going to rename this button to, let's just say, for the account balance. This is going to be tricky. Okay. As for the account balance, I'm going to select text tool, add account balance here. Let's say Naira NGN. Let's say this user has 15,000 Naira in their wallet. 0.00. Add the decimal. This is going to be 24. Not only that, I'm going to make this bold. Position it the right way. Alright. Position it the right way. Alright. So I'll add something below it. So add the text below. I'll just duplicate this balance. So duplicate the balance. Ctrl D to duplicate. Move it down. Alright. Now I'm going to change the text to wallet balance. This is going to be and it's going to be 16. Let's just make it 16. We need to add them to auto layouts. Shift A to add to auto layouts. Then the next thing for me to add is account number or wallet number, if I'm not mistaken on what to add there. Alright, so I'll add this. Let me just duplicate this and move it out of the auto layouts. Alright, so I'll put it there, I'll put it here. This is going to be accounts. Change this from 16 to 14. Let's say 13. Accounts number, accounts. Just dots. Reduce this. Alright, so next thing is since we add account number, let us duplicate this. Move it here. Okay. We'll say after account number, this is going to be we'll say after account number, this is going to be bank name. If you are the idea of this is you can transfer to this particular account number and your wallet will be funded. So I'll duplicate this account number, so bring it down, then I'll just add a random account number. Alright. And this is going to be bold. Bank name. The bank name is going to be let's just say any bank. And I'll make it bold also. Bold. Alright. Select this. Shift A to add auto layouts. Then as for this, I'm going to make it 0. Let's do the same thing to this one also. Shift A and make it 0 also. And make it 0 also. Alright. Select these two. Position up. Shift A to add it to auto layouts. Then we are going to move it down to it. Alright. There's something we need to add right here, and that is an eye icon. Select, let me add iconify. Go to plugins, then I'm going to be adding an eye icon. Both eye icon and refresh icon. The eye icon is going to just give you the ability to switch off the visibility of the account's refresh icon. The eye icon is going to just give you the ability to switch off the visibility of the account's balance. Then let us add a refresh icon also to refresh the balance. Select the two, Shift A to put it in auto layouts. Then the distance between these two is going to be give or take, let's make it 10. Alright, so I'm here. So this will give the user an ability to switch off the visibility of the account balance and refresh the account balance at will. Alright, also another thing I can add is to add a copy icon right here, so that the user can just copy the account balance directly. Let me go to plugins, iconify, select iconify, and say copy or duplicate, whichever one you want to use. Which one should we use? We're going to be using this particular icon right here. Alright. Let me zoom in very well. This is going to be an issue. X to it. Then I'll select this particular account number. And paste it there. Right. I'll select these two. Just put them in auto layouts. Then in this area, I'll just indent it into horizontal layouts. Select this. Let's make sure this is fine. Then I'll select the two, put it in the middle, then this is fine. Then I'll select the two, put it in the middle, then the space between should be something like 2. That gives them the opportunity to copy the account balance. Then the distance between this is 31, I'll just reduce it to 24. Alright, so this is what we have so far. The app is coming up. Select this, just remove this. Now, the next thing for us to add, we need another section right here. We need another right here in the body. So this section is going to give us the idea on the recent transactions that has been done. Oh, before the recent transactions, we need to add services that this app render. This is going to be, we are just going to add the services right here. So the services are going to be the likes of all the VTU services that you can fund using this mobile application. So that is going to be a menu. So the distance between the menu and the account balance is going to be 24. Let me just select. So this is the frame. This is going to hold each menu for each service. Alright, so let me select an icon. The very first one should be let's say Netflix subscription. Netflix. Use Netflix. Okay, which icon should we use? Let's use Netflix subscription. This will work for us fine. Alright, Netflix. Let's use Netflix subscription. This will work for us fine. Alright, Netflix. The second one is airtime. Let's just use mobile. Subscription. Okay, we'll select this one. Just add down here. Alright, the next one should be after mobile. We should have something like electricity. This should work. The next one will be let's say give them the ability to search for more. Give them a menu icon for more. We need a more icon. Right, this will work fine for what we want to do. Alright. Okay, let's select then as for the icon inside, this is 24, I'm going to make it 30. Let's see how that works. 40 by 40. Also, the icon background, I'm going to change. Also, the icon background, I'm going to change it to gray. The corner radius for that particular frame is going to be 12. Then I'll fill it with gray color. Just that color. Then the icon will be positioned in the middle. Alright, I'll change the color of that icon to, let me just leave it as what it is right now. Move these ones here. The text below it. So there's going to be a text below it, and the text going to be Netflix. I'll add it to, then put auto layouts. Make sure the auto layout is in center, just like this, line center. Then the distance between it should not be that much, it should be just 8. The distance between the icon and the text should be 8. Then the text itself, let's select the text. This text is going to be 12. Alright. Then the color is going to be gray, a deep gray. I'm going to add the color, deep gray. Alright. Okay, so we'll duplicate this a couple of times, like 4 times. Let's select these ones. Move them down. Okay, so select this one. Let's see. Select the 2. add auto layout, Shift A to add auto layout. Alright, I'll select this one, then duplicate it 2 more times. Alright, so select the whole frame, the whole auto layout frame, and then I will rename it menu bar. Select the whole frame, the whole auto layout frame, and then I will rename it menu bar. Then as for this, I'll reduce it. By reducing it, I'm trying to position it the right way. Just make sure it is aligning with the layout grid. That's not okay. 22. Let's make it 20 and see if that's going to work for us. 20 is too much. Make it 19. 21 will work fine. Alright. We have Netflix. Press Shift button and select all the text inside. Change it from bold to semi-bold. Alright. Then as for this one, I'll change it to airtime or mobile data. Just choose the one you want for yourself. Then as for this one, it's going to be more. Alright. So next thing for us to do is to change Ctrl X to cut the icon. Change the icon from here. Alright, this is 40 by 40. Just delete it. Alright, I'll just paste it inside that place. Then I'll make sure. Then this is 40 by 40. That's too much. Make it 30. Let's get this. This is a huge icon, which is not going to work for me. Just change to 24. This is a huge icon, which is not going to work for me. Just change to 24. And do Ctrl Z to reduce it. Right, so I'll change this to 24. Let me just select the one inside. Select the one inside. Let's make it 24. 4 by 24. That's too small. Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z. Just select that. Make sure 25. 25. Okay, that's better. Inside. Let's position it the right way. Alright. The next one is this is supposed to be and the next one is electricity. Menu 3, let's select menu 3. Paste it inside, and I'll increase this to 30 to see. Okay, the next one is more. I'll change the text first. Alright, as for this one, let's remove it. Now select to paste it more inside. Then I'm going to increase this to 40 by 40. 40 by 40. Alright, now we are done with the menu part. Alright, I will extend this downward. Alright, so the next part, the next section we are going to be working on is the transaction history section. As for the transaction history section, we are going to have a heading here, right here, then a link right here for us to see more. Okay, so we are going to select a text. Let's put it here. We are going to call it transactions. Alright, bring it to this side. This is going to be 16. We are going to make it bold. Then we'll make sure we'll bring it to the layout grid section and duplicate this, move it to the other end. As you move it to the other end, just select the text, then make sure you are aligning it to right. Then you just type see more for the user to be able to see more transaction histories. I'm going to be selecting them now. I'm going to select it and change it to regular. Change it to regular text. Now select these two and just add auto layout. Now this is looking great. Next thing for us to do is to make sure that these areas are aligning properly. Sure that these areas are aligning properly. Let's move it up. Make sure they have the same. Alright, this is 25 by 25. I'm going to position it. I'm going to align it horizontal center. Now this C-more is supposed to be our primary color. So I will be using purple as a primary color. So just add any color that you want to use as your primary color. So I'm using purple. Now, what we need to add are the transaction histories. This is what I'm going to do. I will add transaction histories here. Sorry about that. Just move it downward. Okay, now we have the transaction histories block. This is 77 and the corner radius is going to be 12. The height is 77, corner radius is 12. Okay, what we need to select it and just frame the selection. Now that I've framed the selection, I'll add corner radius to the 12. Then I'll fill it with a grey color and just select this grey color, cancel this. Then the rectangle inside, just delete it. Or better still, let us just have give it the official color that we're going to be using throughout. It's the same background color that I added to this particular menu icon right here. So just select transaction history to this particular menu icon right here. So just select the transaction history, add the fill. This is the color code I'm going to be using. Alright, so now what we need to add is the distance between the transaction heading and the transaction history is going to be 16. Move that up. Now we need to add icons like this ones. Now we need to add icons like this ones. Just select it, then copy, then paste it here. Now this is too big, I'll just reduce it. Reduce it a little bit. Now move it to this end. what we need to do is to change the background color of this to white. Just the Netflix icon should be red, which is the official. Just make it red. Then I'll add the name. Just the name, Netflix. Let's position it the right way. Netflix. Okay, so after adding the name Netflix, we need to make it okay, so after adding the name Netflix, we need to make it sure that this is 16 and not 12. 16. Also, we need to add date below it. Ctrl D to duplicate the Netflix and move it downward. Select this or add the date, maybe yesterday. Yesterday by 5 AM. Yesterday by 5 AM. Then I'll just select all. Remove it from semi-bold to regular. Make sure it is 14 and not 16. Alright. So add the tool to auto layout. Shift A to align it to vertical center. As for the color, I'm going to be using the same color that I use here. Let me select the color code that I use here. Copy. So this. Now add V. Okay. The next thing I need to do is to add the amounts, but instead of just adding the amounts manually, I'm just going to duplicate this one and move the duplicate to the other end. So I will align it to top right. So for this one, make sure starting from here. Okay. Now the transaction description should be. This is subscription. This is going to be right. Name it subscription. Subscription. This will be minus, let's say, 2,000 naira. Minus 2,000 naira. Okay. Okay. Minus 2,000 naira. also, right now we need to duplicate. So what we need to do, I will duplicate this, the Netflix. I'll just move it down. Alright, and move it up. Alright, this is 16 by 16. Add this one to auto layout. After adding to auto layout, just position center. So for this one, I'll duplicate it multiple times. Ctrl D to duplicate multiple times. Alright. Now, I'll just remove one out of the duplicates. Okay. This one can be top up or funding. So I'll do this. This description here can be funding. That is, if you fund your wallet, funding. How much did you fund your wallet with? Let's say it is 2,000 naira also. But this is going to be plus. Okay, so we need to change the icon right here. Let me look for another icon. Plugins Iconify. So let's so let's like this. Increase the size to 30 by 30, 30 by 30, position center, then the Netflix there, just remove it, then the icon, this icon is going to be green. Also, if this is debit, we should make it red. Red. Then this should be green. This should be green. Maybe this should just make it instead. All right. What is the next thing for us to do is to make it sure that this is going to be the primary color, which is purple. Then this is going to be black. come down. This is, I will unlock this. Okay, this one is going to be, let's make it green. So this, everything I have here is going to be green. So this, everything I have here is going to be turn it to white. Let's change this from green to black to make sure we're on the right path. Alright, this is what we have for now. Okay, as for the refer friends, now okay, as for the refer friends, we'll be changing it to, let's go deep. Let's make this bold. Two colors, this thing here, we'll change it to green. Okay, so for this one, we'll add a stroke, green color. And as for this, as for the for this, we are going to add 0.5 instead of 1. Then we are going to take it outside. Then coming back to this one, to make it this black. As for the main indicator, to show if there's any notification available. Alright, now if there's any notification available. Alright, now let's remove this stroke right here. I'm going to off the layout grid. This is what we have currently. This is what we have. This is supposed to be red. Red. Now the next thing we can do, all we need to do is to add this bottom bar. That is the next section for us to add. This area is complicated more than every other area that we've been working on. So please, you have to take note of everything that I'm going to be doing in this particular area. Please, you have to take note of everything that I'm going to be doing in this particular area. So first thing first, let us draw a rectangle. We are going to draw a rectangle. Let's make sure the rectangle covers and this rectangle is going to be it's going to be 60. The height is going to be 60. Now let us make the height. Okay, this is okay. The 60 is okay. Let me select the VTU. Let me on the layout grid first. I'll be zooming in. Let me increase this a little bit. Let's make it 70 for now. Okay. Next thing for us to do is to add. We'll just double click so that this needs to be out, or just select the rectangle and you just on the mode here by editing objects. And as for this one, I'll move right here also. Now what I want to do, okay, let me just move this one to the center. Okay, so these two sections right here, select them, then add 16. Alright, then I'm going to select the center, then drag it down. New mirror, I'm going to add mirror angle, then select this particular bend to bend it. Sorry about that. Just okay, then I'll drag it down. Let me first of all remove this. I'll move this down. Okay, this is exactly what I want. Next thing for me to do is to add an icon inside this area. So I'm going to draw. I'm selecting a frame. I selected a frame. Position it right here as the frame. Then I will fill this frame with our primary color, which is purple. So the corner radius is going to be 50 to give us round edge, and I'll just increase the size of that. Inside that particular oval, we are going to be adding an icon. So we'll be adding an icon there. Okay, that's what I need. Next thing is to add an icon inside here. Just iconify. Can either add plus to start a new transaction or to scan. And just add scan a barcode for payments. Alright, let's add to scan a barcode for payments. Alright, let's look for, just add any icon that is going to work for you. So for me, it is going to be plus to initiate a new transaction. I'll use this one. So the plus icon, position right there. I'll centralize this. Then I will increase the size to 30 by 30. Let's just make it 40 by 40. Centralize horizontally and vertically. Then I'll change the color. I'll change the color to white. Okay. This is how it's going to look. Then the next thing for me to do is to add some icons right here. Look for a befitting icon that is going to work for me. I'll use this. Let's just say history. That is better. Reports. It's better. Reports. Okay, this is okay. And after reports, you can now see, let's say, cards. Cards as in credit card. Just add this one. Then we need user. Which is going to be profile. User. profile. Alright. The home icon, we need to add text below. Text below this particular icon. So I'm going to be selecting text tool. Put it here. Say home. Select all from semi-bold center, right center. Move it here. Select the both of them. Just Shift A to add auto layouts. After adding auto layouts, the distance between the two is 4, which is okay. Now what we are going to do is to duplicate the home. Sorry about that. I'll just move it to this edge. It's to the other side. Select this. Ctrl X to cut it. Now select this home, then just paste it inside, then I'll move it up. So move this just like that. Now I need to change the color of this one. First, let me change the name. I'll name it reports. Reports. Okay. Now we need to add these two to auto layouts. Shift A to add it to auto layouts. Move this down. Add distance between the two. Let's just make the distance 40. Alright. Then move it to this edge. Now the same thing I did here, I'm going to do here. Let me select the card, Ctrl X to cut it. Then I'll come to this home. I'll paste it here. For this, change to cards. Now I'm selecting Control. Now I'm selecting Control Z. That was a mistake, but I will. This is what I want to cut. is going to be either profile or me. Just add me. Now all we need to do is to make sure this is aligned the right way. Just make sure it is aligned properly. Now we need to add drop shadow to this one right here, to this rectangle. We're going to be adding a drop shadow effect. Let's add a drop shadow effect. Let's add this shadow. Color into then as for this, let's see. I'm going to add a drop shadow. Drop shadow is going to be the primary color. Okay, it's the X 2, then the blur is going to be 22, then the spread, the opacity is going to be 30%. Then the Y axis is going to be 8. This is what we are going to do. Now that that is done, this area right here, I need to change the colors. This area right here, I need to change the colors. Just change it to a gray color, just like this one. Let's see if I have, right, use this dark gray, right. As for this is going to be bold, based on the fact that it is the active menu. So just expand the home. As for the icon, I'll change the color to pure black. As for the icon, I'll change the color to pure black. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just select everything that I've been working on here. Select this. There is the rectangle. frame selection. Then I will bring the frame downward. Make sure the frame is starting. And Control Z for that. Alright, this frame, I'll give it a fill color. I'm going to fill it with this particular background color, for example. And the rectangle. That we have inside here. Open this up. The rectangle inside is going to be white. Just add. It's going to be white. Just make sure it's starting from here. We'll select all these, the VTU dashboard. We'll select all these, the VTU dashboard. Of this. Now I've come to the end of the dashboard. This is what the dashboard will look like. This is it. If you have learned something, please hit the subscription button, turn on the notification bell so that whenever I'm dropping a new video, you'll be the very first person.